in League One, when you've got no money to buy players, you've got no money in your wage budget, making transfers is like having your hands tied behind your back. Hello and a warm welcome to episode 49 of To Be a Legend. My name's Mark, and on today's episode, as usual, we have two games for you. The opening two games of our season here in, not in League One, just about, because I think if you watched my transfer special, you'll know that our opening game, which was supposed to be against Peterborough, got delayed for some reason or other. We think it might have been because Stockport were playing at home. We need to check that out at some point or other, but I think it could have been Stockport playing at home. So our first game in League One got postponed, and it means that the Carabao Cup round one game against Sheffield United is our opening game of the season. That's followed by a League One game against Wigan Athletic. So that's what's coming up in the episode. Since you were last with us, I don't think a lot has changed. We've been in the transfer market. As I said in the intro, we're hands tied behind our backs. We're literally struggling to be able to bring anybody in. If we have the ability to bring anybody in, we either can't afford them because they want wages too high and the ball won't go that high, or somebody offers them better than what we can offer them, and they just go elsewhere. So that's the predicament we're in. As you'll know, we did bring in Regan Griffiths, who is a midfielder, which we were after a midfielder. We were after a central left attacking midfield player, and we've got him in the way of James Tilley. We're still on the lookout for a right wing back and possibly a central defender. Anybody else we can't really afford at the moment. The only way that we could possibly do it, and we'll do that when we get towards the end of the window, if we're not in the ability, if we haven't had any players go out, releasing a bit of wage budget, then potentially what we might do is we may go into the loan market just to fill a couple of gaps, certainly through to the January window, if not a little bit longer. Right, so nothing happening in there. As I said, Sheffield United is our first game up. Sky Bet League One is underway. First round of results, not including ourselves or Peterborough, have got underway. Wycombe have got off to a start. They looks like they won. Well, Wycombe beat Sutton United by 5-1, and our opponents in the second game of the episode drew 2-2 with Rotherham. So there you go, either side of the Pennines. Wigan and Rotherham doing a bit of a draw there to start off with. So that's how we will get underway in just a moment. There was something else I was going to tell you, wasn't there? What was it? He can't remember. That's not that's not good. Medical-wise, we do have only one player out injured now. We did have a few, but they've started to trickle back. Alex Patterson, he's out for another week, 2 weeks. But we did have a few. Adam Prizebeck was out. Food poisoning, he's back. Josiah Linton, he's back, but he's suspended for this first game. Patrick Gamble, he's not 100% fit. Hudson Dudziak, Johnny Smith, Ben Killop, who's come back from a hip injury, and Perry Moss, who had a twisted knee. They've all just come back recently and should be fitting into the side. Talking about the side, I think it's time that we got on with the first game of the episode and got the season underway, because there's not a lot else I can tell you right at the moment. So it's Sheffield United. We haven't played them yet in this series. They are a championship side, falling out of the I think they fell out of the Premier League last season, if my memory serves me right. That's not going to help me. There we go. Yeah, they were relegated out of the Premier League last season after getting promoted. The previous season, by looks of it, through the playoffs, and then been tinkering around in the Championship up into the Premier League a couple of times. But they've just dropped out, so they'll be full of Premier League players and things like that. Let's go and see how we can get on against them and have a look at the team that will face Sheffield United in our first game of the new season. And here is the team that will face Sheffield United. Thomas is in goal. Scanlon, Gamble, Smith and McDonald are our backline. Griffiths and Pedder in central midfield. Tilley and Moss will play as the wide players. Tilley making his debut for us, of course, as is Thomas in the league, I think. Norket and Dobby are in front of then Norket getting the nod in front of Omatoy. And the bench looks like this. Killip, coming back from injury, is on the bench. Brown, Dudizak, Walker, Tomlinson, Smith, Camwa, Clark and Omatoy. Let's see if we can get off to a reasonable start this season. And this is how the two teams face up. Sheffield playing a 4-3-3, but in a sort of diamond-y formation. We're playing our 4-2-4 formation. And our first highlight, and 10 minutes in, ball goes through to Thomas. We're playing in our new kit. And first time we see it on screen being played in. And they've threaded that through to Redmond, and he's put it away. And looked like it went straight through the legs of Thomas. And we go a goal down on 11 minutes. Didn't really win that in midfield, and the ball came through. Redmond was in. In fact, no, he went past Thomas for the far post. 1-0. They have a free kick. Redmond with the free kick, the man who did the damage. Smith heads that on, but nobody there. Aimless header. But Dobby wins that ball, but he's not got control of it, and it's given away again. Sheffield United looking like the Premier League side, or ex-Premier League side that they were. And this could be a rude awakening here in the Carabao Cup. It's well blocked, though, and I think it was Smith that blocked it. Pedder. And no more highlights. It gets to half-time. We've had 3 shots, none on target, 0.16. Only 30% of the possession. That's our big problem, is getting possession. Sheffield United, 7 shots, 3 on target, 1.11 on the XG. And they've had 70% of the possession, and winning the ball off them is half the battle. And we've made one change. Johnny Smith on for Lewis Dobby. At the start, we've changed formation. We've gone to a 4-2-3-1. Oh, just wide of the post there. And with 65 minutes on the clock, we've made a number of other changes now. Regan Griffiths, who's getting tired, he's come off for Dudizak. Also coming off, Kyle McDonald. Tomlinson coming on for him in the right-back position. And we've also brought off Manny Norket now, who's making no inroads up front. And Tyrese Omatoy comes on for him. Free kick for Sheffield United, and it's gone over the top. Yet another free kick. Giving away lots of free kicks here. Sanson over the ball. Chipped in. And Bustos back out to Sanson. And a second goal here will finish us off. And that is it. Morgan Sanson, we give him too much room. And he puts it away. 2-0 after 69 minutes. Loads of room for Sanson. Just backed off him. And Thomas nowhere near it. And we've just made our final change. It's James Tilley coming off, and we have brought on Lewis Walker. Lewis Walker going up front. Omatoy coming out on the left. I think it's too late, but 2 goals down, and we are struggling against a former Premier League side. Sanson with the free kick. Swung in, and I think there's a penalty ensuing. Scanlon, I think, was the culprit for that one. And potentially 3 goals down. Burge and sends Thomas the wrong way. 3-0. Another free kick. Sanson, we keep going away free kicks. And it's surprising that bobbling around there, but it was cleared into touch. And it's all over. It is a 3-0 win to Sheffield United. And a very short excerpt into the Carabao Cup this season. They had 14 shots, 6 of which were on target, 2.24, 66% of the possession. We had 10 shots, 2 of which were on target in the end, 0.58, 34% of the possession. We'll just pick ourselves up, move on, and hopefully we can get our first win in the league. That's our main task for this season. And there is the headline: Sheffield ease to a victory, fails to cause an upset, and it coasted to an expected 3-0 victory. And it was one of those games we didn't really get excited about. There was nothing really happening for us, and bit of a dead rubber really in one respect. And I guess that was my feeling when I saw that we got Sheffield United in the draw. It's a bit of a tall order, but we start on a losing run. Let's hope that we can pick ourselves up and get ourselves up against Wigan Athletic. We have played Wigan Athletic before, played them twice in the FA Cup last year. It was a good test. We drew 2-2 with them at the DW Stadium where we played in this second game of the episode, and then brought them back to our place, where we beat them 4-1 on that occasion. Goals from Perry Moss, Dobby, Gamble and Omatoy on that occasion. Perry Moss scoring 2. So Perry Moss likes scoring against them. He scored 2 in the 2-2 draw. And of course, in that game, it was 2-1, and we had Luca Barrington sent off, which didn't help us in the slightest. Let's hope we can go and get a result from them today. It's Wigan Athletic in the DW Stadium, our opening game in League One. Let's have a look at the team that will face Wigan. And this is the team that will face Wigan in our first League One match. And we've suffered a couple of injuries as well, which hasn't helped us. And Josiah Linton, his sharpness is only a maximum of 45 minutes. Just realised that, and we have another. We've got a little bit of injury crisis in that left back position. Scanlon has picked up an injury, and we've also had Tomlinson, who's gone out with food poisoning, so he's out, and we're really struggling for covering that back slot. It might be that Linton has to play most, if not all, of the game in that back left hand position there. We do have Brown who can play out there, but we'll I'm just wondering whether we actually have we got another defender on the bench, another defender in the ranks rather. I think might bring Zach Viner and replace Pedder with Zach Viner. Well, mind you, we got Gamble on the bench. Maybe not then. Just change that back. Where are we? Pedder for Viner. Right, back as we were. I hadn't realised Gamble was there. So this is the team then. Thomas in goal. Linton, Williams, Smith, McDonald, our defensive line. Mundell and Griffiths in central midfield. Tilley and Moss continue their wide positions. Omatoy and Dobby start up front. Killop, Gamble, Brown, Pedder, Dudizak, Norcat and Walker on the bench. Question mark over whether we should have started Killop, but I don't think he's 100% fit yet. So just need to get him back to full fitness before he breaks back into the side. That should keep Thomas on his toes. That's the side then that will face Wigan in this match. And this is how the two teams match up. They're playing a conventional 4-4-2 here at the DW Stadium. And we're playing our 4-2-4 or 4-2-2-2, whichever way you look at it. And we just seem to be suffering with injuries at the moment. Now James Tilley has picked up an injury, a potential foot injury as well. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Lewis Walker can come on for him on that left-hand side. We'll set him as an inside forward on attack. Oh, dear. We're going down like flies and suffering. Our first highlight, we're playing in our third kit, I think it is. Or is it our away kit? I'm not sure. It's our third kit. Andy Smith heading that one over the top. They have a throw-in on the far side, but Smith tidies that up. Moss comes forward. First bit of attacking foray we've seen, but that's a poor ball from Moss. And Ben's there, but Thomas will get to this one. And he throws it out to Linton. Linton fires one forward. Omatoy trying to get underneath that. Didn't. Donald heads that down for Moss. Moss then. Mundell as we come forward. That one through ball. Omatoy's in and misses. Linton with a throw-in on this near side. Moss back to Linton. Linton is going to get into a crossing position, hopefully. No, he's got Mundell in support. Back to Griffiths. Griffiths going to run into space, but he's tackled. But still holds the ball up. He's got support outside him. He's through. Omatoy to Walker. And it's hit the crossbar, but offside. McDonald on that far side. It's all our highlights at the moment. Dobby. And it's in. Walker has put that one away. His first goal of the season. It is a goal as well. 35 minutes on the clock. And we've opened our account for the season. First goal in League One. Walker's first goal. McDonald, lovely cross ball. Found Walker. Walker volleyed it into the back of the net. Highlight from kickoff, though. Always a bit of a worry. Are they going to get back on terms straight away? Let's hope not. Moss has other ideas. Dobby working well. Walker through to Omatoy. Omatoy. Linton. Linton finds Mundell in support. Mundell doubles back. Griffiths, good build-up play. He's gone out wide for Linton. Linton now must try and get this ball in. He's not. He's held it up. Mundell. Mundell finds Griffiths again. Griffiths. McDonald on the overlap. McDonald comes into the area. McDonald's going to double back now. He's going to cross it. Walker's get his second goal of the season. And maybe that was an inspired thing for him to come on. Tilley picking up an injury. And a free kick. Griffiths with the free kick. Sweeps it in. Dobby. Dobby has support. Griffiths, who's doing a fantastic job there. Linton. Linton comes forward. He doesn't want to cross those balls. Griffiths into the area. Omatoy. Omatoy trying to create a bit of space for himself. He does, but he flashes it over the top. He's lost his mojo a little bit. Mooney with a goal kick. Still first half. Mundell heads that on to McDonald. McDonald doubling as the central defence. Smith under that one. Griffiths brings it down nicely all the way back to Thomas, who finds Williams. Smith. Smith comes forward. Tries to chip to get Omatoy away, but Omatoy tidies up. Moss. Mundell. Mundell chips one over the top, looking for Moss, but Dobby's there. Dobby, what's Dobby going to do with this? Back for McDonald. McDonald finds Griffiths. Griffiths has a shot from the edge of the area. It's just over. And half-time has arrived. No more highlights. That injury to Tilley on 9 minutes set us back slightly, but his replacement, Lewis Walker's, got us 2 goals inside 2 minutes, to be fair. I didn't realise they were that quick. 35 and 36 minutes. 2-0 up at the DW Stadium. I think we've been here before. Last time we got a player sent off and that caused us a few problems, but we've had 15 shots, 4 on target, 1.62, 60% of the possession. We're going to have 5 shots, 1 on target, 0.45 and only 40% of the possession. Good first half. Let's hope we can continue into the second. First highlight of the second half, 57 minutes nearly on the clock. And it's Wigan with the highlight, and he's tried to get that through, but Thomas equal to that. And with 75 minutes on the clock near enough, we've had to make a number of changes. In defence again, Carl McDonald has picked up a knock now, and that's a little bit of a worry because he was having a good game, and B, we're struggling for defenders now, full stop, and that's going to cause us huge problems in the back there. We've brought on Gamble. We brought on Brown, Kieran Brown for McDonald, and moved Smith out on the right because he can actually play out there. Gamble has moved to the right, and we've brought him on in place of Harrison, who was tiring. So it's Brown and Gamble in central midfield. Smith moved out to the right. Linton is going to have to carry on, and we've made one change up front due to the fact that Perry Moss was getting tired. Perry Moss has come off. We didn't have any other wide players because we'd used our wide player early on with the injury to Tilly. So Walker has moved out to the right. Omatoy can play on the left. And we've brought Norket on up front alongside Dobby. And Norket getting his first start for some time. And another highlight, Johnson with the throw-in for Wigan. Mundell cuts that one out, though. Omatoy, can we progress here? Another goal would finish this game off completely. Griffiths has a shot from distance. It's gone over the top. Thomas with a goal kick. 80 minutes on the clock. Out to Smith, who's now playing on this left-hand side. I wonder what he was doing out there for a minute. Griffiths, Norket over the top. But I presume Dobby thought he was going to be offside, so left it. It's gone through to Mooney. Mooney will launch one. Gamble will be under that. We do have a bit of height with Gamble there. Griffiths to Mundell to Norket. Norket back to Brown. Finds Griffiths, who's had a good game in central midfield. Dobby over the top, looking for Norket. Norket brings it down nicely. His shot was blocked. Linton is there. Linton crosses it in. Walker gets his hat-trick. I think it's Lewis Walker. It is Lewis Walker, and he's got a hat-trick in this game. His latest one on 82 minutes, and I think we've put the game to bed. Norket, good bit of work. Shot blocked. Linton, for once, gets a cross in, and Walker out jumps his defender, and it's 3-0. And with 85 minutes on the clock, we make one more change, and we've made that. Romain Mundell, it was a case of either Mundell or Griffiths coming off. Griffiths having a good game, both very tired in midfield. They've worked really hard, and Regan Griffiths has stayed on. Rafferty Pedder is on. Just wondering. Sure if that does anything. Griffiths stays on. Rafferty Pedder on then for Romain Mundell. 4 minutes of injury time. We are in the second minute of injury time. Griffiths underneath that. And Wigan, we're tired, we're injured, and we are suffering somewhat. Cross comes in, and it's a goal. And Ian Munn, who did for us last season, wanted to keep a clean sheet. We're a bit disappointed. I can see the defenders there really defending. And they're tired, they're worn, and we found it very hard. We've got a game against Peterborough coming up very quickly after this as well. And it turned out to be no more than a consolation. Disappointing to give up that clean sheet. It would have been nice to have started the season with a clean sheet, but we got to go away, lick our wounds with picking injuries up left, right and centre, and we are really suffering now with those injuries. That injury list is growing by the minute, and we're looking a bit of a worry, to be fair. Carl McDonald having a fantastic game. I'm not sure if it was man of the match. No, it wasn't. Lewis Walker, player of the match. A 9.8 coming on for the injured Tilly in the first half gets us the win. So 25 shots, very, very good. Only 7 on target, though. Imagine if we'd had half of those on target, it would have been quite interesting. 2.68, 57% of the possession. They had 12 shots, 4 on target, 1.09, 43% of the 43% of the possession. Not a bad day at the office. Good start to League One time, and we're off to a winning start. And I think all the other teams have played as well. So it's not going, until we've done the Peterborough game, we're not going to get a fair reflection of the table. Well, with everybody else playing today as well, second games of the season. Ours was the first game of the season, and we're 9th with 3 points from our opening game. If we can beat Peterborough, who knows where we could be. Peterborough are lying 1 place behind us at the moment. They've just played that one game as well. Did that mean that they didn't play today? Yeah, they did. They played today. They played their first game today as well, beating Rotherham by 2-1. So, yeah, that's a good start to the season, and we should be reasonably happy with that. Just really worried about our injuries. Patterson, McDonald, he's going to be out for 1 to 2 days. Tomlinson out for 1 to 2 days, should be back. Tilly's going to be out for 4 weeks. Now that is probably, I say, it's a hit. He's just come on, not really got started for us. Bit of a disappointment, but I guess McDonald and Tomlinson could be back certainly within the next game. We've got 3 days down to the next game. It's going to be tight, but they should be back for that game, hopefully, and no more injuries in the meantime. Right, we're going to play Peterborough, Leyton Orient and Port Vale offline, sticking to our routine of trying to get to the end of each month and keep the old thing ticking along if we can. So we're going to come back for the Papa John's Trophy Northern Section group match, the first group match against Accrington Stanley, and then a home match against Morecambe in League One. We'll see where we are after we've played those games, and we'll see how we go. One other thing to just mention in passing is we were after his name was Norman, and I can't remember his first name. We were after him. We put an offer in for him, and he's gone to Forest Green Ravers. Goes back to what I said at the top of the episode. We struggle to offer the wages, but even if we can offer the wages, they go to a side who's got a better squad than ours. That's what they come out with. Well, dearie me, that's the end of the episode. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all that's happening on this series, To Be a Legend, and my other series, Making Chelsea Stand Proud. New series will be released very soon because the Chelsea is coming to an end. If you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel and more, then follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2. It's mentioned down below. New episodes To Be a Legend released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. The next episode will be out, and don't ignore the Sky Bet League 2 bit on the bottom here. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I will sort that out when it gets edited. Yeah, thank you for watching. We'll be back with the next episode. It'll be episode 50. And it's out on Thursday. I don't know. I'm completely lost. It'll be out next anyway. Till next time. Bye-bye.